This doily looks so delicate and endlessly elegant, perfect for tea time. Here's how it looks when it's all finished. Of course, you could also make it in a single solid color. It looks beautiful this way as well. I'll be using Picorca summer yarn. It's 330 meters per 100 grams, and I'm using a 1.75 millimeters crochet hook. Let's begin by making a magic ring. The ring is ready. Now into the same ring, work one single crochet and one more chain stitch. This will count as our first mock double crochet. Next, we'll make 2 chain stitches to form our first chain space. And into the ring, we'll work 4 more double crochet stitches. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, Next, 4. Another chain space of 2. 1, 2. And we'll repeat this cluster of stitches 2 more times into the magic ring. We have now crocheted 4 clusters of 4 stitches each. Next, make 2 chain stitches for the chain space. And since we already have 1 stitch here, we need to crochet 3 more double crochets into the ring. And now 1, 2. Join with a slip stitch into the second chain to finish this round. This is how it should look, and here's how the first round appears on the diagram. Now we can pull our magic ring tight. And begin the second round. This round is very similar to a granny square. We'll slip stitch into the next chain space. And in here, we'll work our starting double crochet. There we go. Next, we have a chain space. 1, 2. And now into this same chain space, we need to work 3 more double crochet stitches. Next, chain 2 and into the next space, work 2 more clusters of 3 double crochets each. The first one and the second. We will repeat that right here. This is how our second round looks. And to finish, we need to work 2 more double crochet stitches ... into this chain space. We'll start the third round as usual, and this will be repeated. For many of the upcoming rounds. So I won't be repeating this starting method in detail every single time. Chain 2 for the arch, and into the same space, work 3 double crochet stitches. All the chain spaces in this round are made of 2 chain stitches. Once again, chain 2 for the space and then work 3 double crochets into the next chain space. Again, chain 2. And now our corner section will be different. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the third stitch. 1, 2, 3, right on top of the third one. Again, a chain space of 2. The next stitch goes into the chain space. Again, chain 2. And the third stitch goes on top of the first stitch here. 1, 2, on top of the first one. And now we repeat chain space, a cluster of 3, another chain space, and then we'll get to the next corner. 1, 2, 3. So we've crocheted this section. Now let's crochet this group of stitches and then we'll move on to the corner. So we've completed this section, and now on this side we need to crochet the same thing but as a mirror image. And we'll finish the round with 2 double crochet stitches. I've crocheted everything, the 2 stitches, and now I'm finishing this round. The end of the round is always the same. It's worked the same way. I won't repeat this again. I'll just show it on the diagram. And here is how our third round turns out. Okay, here is our fourth round. It starts just like before. And next, into the closest chain space, we'll crochet 3 double crochet stitches. Chain 2 for the space, and into here, 3 more double crochet stitches. All the chain spaces between the stitch clusters are 2 chains long in this round. Next, we crochet 1, 2, 3. Into the third stitch here, we'll work 1 double crochet right on top of it. Chain space. And on top of this single stitch here, we're going to work 2 double crochets. This is an increase. Again, a chain space, and we'll work another increase over the next stitch. Again, a chain space. Another increase. 1 and 2. Next, a chain space and a double crochet on top of the first stitch of this cluster from the previous round. another chain space, and now into this space we'll work 3 double crochets. Then we'll transition to the corner where we'll have 2 groups of 3 stitches as usual. This is what it's starting to look like. And now we need to crochet the same pattern over here. I've already crocheted this corner section, so now let's follow the diagram and finish the round with 2 double crochet stitches and a slip stitch to join. I finished it all. Here are my 2 stitches, and I'm joining with a slip stitch to finish the round. The 5th round starts the same way on both sides. It repeats from round to round. And into the chain space, we'll crochet another 3 double crochet stitches right here. Let's crochet into this chain space and this one here. The start is as usual. A slip stitch and a double crochet right here. Chain space, and into here another 3 double crochet stitches, here and here. All the chain spaces between clusters are 2 chains long in this entire round. So we've crocheted 1 cluster and another, and next we'll crochet into the next chain space, also 3 double crochets, but in a special way. Work 2 double crochets into the chain space. And the 3rd double crochet is worked as a stitch on top of a stitch from the previous round. Next, again, 2 chain stitches as usual. And here we'll have an increase. 1 double crochet on top of the 1st stitch, and on top of the 2nd stitch, there will be 2 double crochets. 1 and into the same space, 2. In total, we have 3. We will work an increase here and here as well. There will be 3 here and 3 here. All done. And now on this side, we'll work 3 stitches, and on this side 3 stitches in the same way. We crochet 1 stitch on top of a stitch, and 2 stitches into the chain space. And then we move to our corner again, 3 stitches into the arch, then 2 clusters of 3 into the next arch, and we transition to the other side. We've made the turn, and now everything we crocheted here needs to be crocheted on the side in the exact same way. You can see it on the diagram. Let's continue the round. We finish the round with 2 double crochets and a slip stitch into the second chain. Here we have 3 stitches. As usual, we start the next round. Everything is exactly the same as the previous ones. We work 2 clusters of stitches into this corner chain space. And next, we'll have 2 clusters of 3 stitches each into the chain spaces. Then we'll have 1 stitch at the end of the previous cluster. And then we'll have an increase 3 times. Instead of 3 stitches, there will be 4. Then in a mirror image, 1 stitch, then 3, 3, and another 3. Let's crochet the familiar elements on our own. Also, all the chain spaces are 2 chains long throughout this entire round. The chain spaces between the clusters are identical. Dot dot the 3rd stitch in this cluster. Now chain space, 3 stitches, chain space, 3 stitches. Let's do that on our own. So we've crocheted 3 clusters. That's 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to make 1 single stitch. And into the first stitch here, we work 1 double crochet. There it is. And then we continue on. 3 stitches in the next chain space, 3 in the next, and 2 clusters of 3 in this corner space. All done. Here we have our 3 increases with 4 stitches each, then 1, 1, and 3, 3. And now we need to finish this round with 2 double crochet stitches into the central corner chain space. There it is. And then we continue on. 3 stitches in the next chain space, 3 in the next, and 2 clusters of 3 in this corner space. And then we repeat from this point again. So we've crocheted the turn section. And now we repeat from this point again. One, 2, dot, dot, 1, 2. Then 1 on top of this one here. And then the increases, 4, 4, 4. And then we follow the pattern again. Let's crochet to the end of this round. Here we have our 3 increases with 4 stitches each, then 1, 1, and 3, 3. And now we need to finish this round with 2 double crochet stitches into the central corner chain space. And join with a slip stitch into the 3rd stitch. And there we have our 6th round completed. For the 7th round, we've already started as usual by working the beginning stitches in the central corner chain space. And next we have chain spaces where we'll be working 3 stitches each. dot 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 with 1 double crochet into the first space, the second, and the third. The third stitch goes on top of a stitch. Let's crochet 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. The third cluster of stitches is worked with 2 into the chain space, and the third stitch is worked on top of the stitch from the previous round. 1, 2, 3. And now we have an increase. Where there were 4 stitches, there will now be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one into the same space. Chain 2 for the space, and we will crochet 5 stitches here and here. 5, 5. Now we move on to the clusters of 3 double crochets. The first stitch is worked on top of a stitch. And 2 stitches into the chain space. 2 chain stitches. And 3 stitches into this space, 3 into this one, and 2 clusters of 3 in the corner. So we've crocheted this section and passed the central corner chain space. And we've come to the second half of this round. Here it is on the diagram. You can pause the video for a helpful guide on how to crochet the second half. Let's meet at the end. We've finished this round, and all that's left is to crochet the last 2 stitches into the central corner chain space. 1 and 2, and join with a slip stitch into the 3rd stitch, and this is how our 7th round looks. This concludes the first part of our masterclass, so please subscribe so you don't miss the second part of this tutorial. And I'll see you again in my next videos. See you soon!